Hi, this is Sherelle from Nuggles Cloth Diaper Company, and I'm just going to do a little tutorial today on how to maximize your wash cycles with your high efficiency machine. I get this asked of me a lot, and of course every machine is a little different, so you might have to tweak your cycles depending on what kind of cycles you have. But the main thing to know is your heavy duty power cycles, those actually aren't the most efficient way to wash your cloth diapers. The cycles that actually get more water in your wash, and that's the key to get your diapers clean, is to have the most amount of water as possible, which is challenging with a high efficiency machine because the whole idea behind them is to use as little amount of water as possible. So on my washing machine I have a hand wash, a delicate, allergen, and bedding cycles. Hand wash is the shortest cycle, but these ones actually have the most water in the cycle. So what I first do is I do a pre-rinse. So I just do a hand wash, which is my shortest cycle with the most water. You might have a delicate and a screen here, and that comes into view. You can use a warm wash or pre-rinse. I just do it with cold, and what that does is it helps to get everything broken apart and helps reduce staining. Now on you can see that the soil level is normal, which is fine for a pre-rinse. And what I can actually do on my machine is I can turn my spin off. If you can do that with your machine, definitely turn off your spin for the pre-rinse. The reason being is you want those diapers totally soaked and heavy so that when you start your wash cycle with your detergent, your diapers will be as heavy as possible, and therefore the sensors will decide, okay, this wash needs more water. So it's kind of a way to trick your washing machine to use even more water when you're using your detergent. If you can't turn your spin off, then you might want to use a soaking wet towel, or you can try to figure out when in the cycle you're going to have your spin turn on and just kind of stop your washing machine and then change it to the next washing cycle. So I've turned my spin right off, and then you can't see what it says, but it says rinse here. You can do a normal rinse. I like to actually go and extend my rinse, so I have an ultra rinse in there. So it looks, 44 minutes for pre-soak kind of sounds like a long time, but most of that time the diapers are actually spent just sitting there soaking, and it gently tumbles it just a few times to agitate it. It breaks any of the solid waste apart, and so that's what I do. Once that's done, then you can see here everything's soaking wet, so there wasn't any spin to remove any of the water. The water has been drained. So now what I do, you can use delicate again. Allergen, this cycle actually allows me to use hot water if I'm trying to do a strip, but most of the time I just use warm. And bedding is about an hour and 25 minutes. They're all pretty much the same because I go and I just change my soil level. So here I have a heavy soil level, and I've got a warm wash with a cold rinse. Sorry about that. And then the spin speed I actually turn up because I want to be able to wring out as much of the water and urine when I'm doing my wash here. And then I also have the ability to extend my rinse, which I do that to ultra. And mine actually has a pre-wash or an auto soak. I've already done that separately, so I don't worry about doing that in this cycle. So then I add my detergent. And what I use, I use the J.R. Watkins Natural Laundry Detergent. I like it because it's fragrance free. And it doesn't seem to bother my little guy. So you can see I don't really use a lot. Sometimes that's another thing you have to work with is your detergent, because sometimes you can use too little and sometimes you can use too much and then you get buildup in the diapers. Another thing you can use too if you're dealing with stains, this is by Nellie's, it's an oxygen brightener and oxygen bleach. It helps just to lift stains and get stuff out of there a little bit better without actually using chlorine. So you can add a little bit of that in there. I don't use it every wash, but sometimes I like to, depending on what he's eating. My little guy's on solid food now, so. And still some breast milk. So let's start our cycle. And once I've done that cycle, I'll do a couple more rinses afterwards, just to try to get anything out, you know, any extra detergent or anything that will bother his skin. He's a little bit sensitive, but you can see in my washing machine here, the sensors are going, and it's just determining the weight. And yes, I have sat here and watched my whole cycle sometimes. Not for 2 hours, but just to kind of figure out what my washing machine is doing. And the thing you'll notice about a high efficiency front loader as opposed to a top loader is the top loader is going to have lots of water in it. With this machine, you're never ever going to see a water line. It's always kind of sitting below the diapers, so that's why a lot of people have issues with buildup, ammonia buildup, detergent buildup with using high efficiency machines. So you can see there the amount of water that's coming out of the wash. So I hope that kind of helped you look at what cycles are going to work best for your machine. You can also Google the make and model of your machine. Mine is a Maytag Maxima, and it's also got the steam functions on there. Another good thing to know about steam washers is you never want to use the steam sanitize with the PUL because it gets ultra hot in there and that can actually delaminate. Sometimes there's a steam for stain setting it's different than the steam sanitize. Sometimes it's a little more gentle, but again, you want to kind of look into your manual or Google it just to see what kind of temperatures your diapers are going to be exposed to. So this would be really good for stripping inserts or pre-folds, but you'd probably want to remove your PUL, anything that's laminated with PUL before you use any steam. So that's a good way to get your inserts extra clean as well. So like I said, I hope this helped you, and you can always contact me online if you have any questions at info@nugglesbaby.com, or you can find me on Facebook at Nuggles Cloth Diapering.